What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a very special episode of Fourth and Delusion. All right, before we get into it, just clap it up really quick for episode 10 of Fourth and Delusion. It's been a crazy road, but I'll let Dino get into what today's episode is going to be about. Dino, go ahead, take it away.
The Eagles are out of the playoffs. We're not in it anymore. I'm done watching football. It's all rigged. Done. His jersey's coming off too. No.
Yeah.
No.
I've had it. I'm sick of this shit. But before we get into the Eagles and their mishaps, really quick, I just want to say, if you guys watched last episode, at the end of the episode, me and Dino did predictions on the wild card games. Your boy went 6 for 6. People gonna be like,
Didn't bet.
You ran a jet tag. I know ball. That's it. I went 6 for 6, buddy. But yeah, wild card weekend there was a lot of crazy games. I'm pretty sure like almost every game came down to the fourth quarter. Well, the first game was what? Was Panthers and Rams? Was that the first game of the wild card weekend?
I'm not sure if that was the first game. That might have been the game before the Eagles game, I think, on Sunday.
Was it Bears Packers?
Damn, now I don't know.
Fuck it, we'll start with the Bears and Packers. I was watching the Bears and Packers game. I was a little worried for the Bears. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, damn, are they really about to get like beat down by the injured Packers? But
when I saw that happening, I said, I told you guys, the Bears are just a wannabe team. They're not for real. They're last year's Commanders. They can't do nothing. But then the second half, I don't know, the whole team must have been sniffing Caleb Williams' nail polish. And they fucking just came out
crazy.
like, we're ready. We're ready. Crazy. Like if Caleb Williams makes it to the Super Bowl and wins the Super Bowl, I don't think I'll be able to watch him hold up the Lombardi trophy and just seeing like painted fingernails just come up and hold that trophy. It's just, I don't know how I'm gonna feel. How are you gonna feel about that? I can't even drink anymore. Can't even fucking drink anymore.
Hold on.
Spilling all over myself.
I mean, honestly, I don't really see the Bears making it that far, to be honest.
You don't see what?
I don't see the Bears making it to the Super Bowl. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think this weekend against the Rams, they are gonna win, simply because right now in Chicago, it's like a fucking snowstorm. When you live in LA, you're not used to no fucking snowstorm. So
You're not used to nothing in LA.
Exactly. So I feel like the weather's going to play a big part in the Bears and their game, and I feel like the Bears are used to it. You know, they live in Chicago. So the snow, is not going to bother them as much as it is an LA team. Matthew Stafford, though, he came from Detroit. Tons of games when I was younger where he bowled out in snow games. So it really all comes down to the rest of his team. Like Puka, I don't know how well Puka's going to do, in a blizzard. Devontae Adams, he came from Green Bay, so he's got past experience of playing in freezing temps. But yeah, it's questionable for the Rams. Personally,
but now let me ask you this though. How many of the Bears players are rookies or new to the team that have never played in this type of weather? Because Caleb Williams only in his second year. Swift, the running back, is I think on his second year. The wide receivers are in like their first or second year. That backup running back's a rookie. Like there's a lot of rookies on that team that are like pulling it together. So the weather might screw them up too. As much as it might screw up the Rams, it might screw them up just as much.
No, I can see that. I can definitely see that. I don't want to get too into the predictions yet for this week. I still want to talk about the games. Packers and Bears. Like I said, I took the Bears out of that, and they continuously have like a fourth quarter comeback, like a second half. In the second half, they seem to be a different team. It seems like the first, second quarter, I guess they're kind of feeling out what they can do, and then third, fourth quarter, they're like, we know what we can do, we know what we can get away with, and we're gonna do it. To come back
So
21-6 in the second half, I think is phenomenal by Caleb Williams and that Bears team.
So who do you? I mean, listen. I give props to Caleb Williams. I give props to the Bears. I give props to Ben Johnson. They're really putting something special together. But who do you blame? Who do you blame for that loss on the Packers side? Like who would get most of the blame on that Packers side?
I mean, realistically, it's probably going to go towards the coaching staff. But I also would look into the fact that there's no real receiver one in Green Bay. There hasn't been a receiver one since Devontae Adams left. That's my personal opinion. Romeo Dobbs, that Kraft, the tight end Kraft. I don't know. Christian Watson, they just don't really stand out as number ones to me.
Well, Tucker Kraft is out, if I'm not mistaken, right? He was out since like week 8.
For me, the beginning of the season before he got injured, I felt like he was their number one wide receiver. Because watching the Packers games, every time I placed a bet, I put on that motherfucker, and he was always cashing it for me. And it was obvious. He was always getting, the deep balls, the medium passes. It just seemed like Jordan Love was comfortable throwing to Tucker Kraft and not as much as the rest of the team. And then when you look at the running game, it's not really that spectacular either. So it's not really like they have, they can't switch from the pass to the run, because the run, you're not going to get that much. You're not getting that much, what's the word I'm looking for? You're not getting much from it, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, with the run game. But the only thing is, are you sold on Jordan Love? Because me personally, I don't think Jordan Love's that guy. Like, I can never see him making it to the big game, to the Super Bowl. I can see him maybe getting to the NFC Championship, maybe making it that far. But as far as that, like, I don't... I'm letting you know, I would put a plethora of quarterbacks above Jordan Love. And if I have to, like, really quick just go through them, obviously it's the usual powerhouse, the remaining quarterbacks that are in the hunt right now. Probably put Jalen Hurts over him.
He would. Of course he would. If you were to switch teams and give Jalen Hurts that Packers team and Jordan Love that Eagles team, you think Jalen Hurts is going to have more success on that team than Jordan Love?
I think he would. I could see NFC Championship, possibly Super Bowl, with Jalen Hurts on the Green Bay Packers. Possibly.
That's crazy. With nobody as receivers and nobody as your running back, you give Jordan Love, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith, he's going to win a Super Bowl. I'm telling you. You really...
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Because he's not that type of quarterback. He's not.
You don't need to be that type of quarterback. You have the defense. You literally, when you're on the Eagles, you need to score at least 2 touchdowns and let the defense take it away. And more than likely, the defense is probably going to be able to get you a touchdown every game or so.
Well, my whole thing is that I'm going to tell you right now, if the Eagles get Mike McDaniels, we're going to be scoring more than just 2 touchdowns a game. You're going to see what a real, true powerhouse offense and defensive team would look like. Because us as the Eagles, we just wasted 1 year of the most talented team in the NFL. We just wasted 1 year because Kevin Patullo was the offensive coordinator. And ever since week 4, week 5, I've been telling you, I've been telling everybody, my family, friends, they got to get rid of this fucking guy. I kept saying it. Kevin Patullo got to go. I would have took a regime change, offensive coordinator change by week 8. Yeah, it might take us like 4 or 5 weeks to settle into a new offensive coordinator, and they always say it's bad to fire an offensive coordinator midway through the season because you don't want to have your team learn a whole new offensive scheme on the fly. But I would have took that risk.
But the thing is, there's only so much you can blame on Kevin Patullo, especially in that last game. Jalen Hurts played a great final game against the 49ers. It wasn't all his fault.
Repeat that, please. One time, just one time. One time for the fans.
Again.
One time for the fans.
I have said it. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, but he's not what you and the rest of Eagles Nation chalk him up to be. You and the rest of Eagles Nation forget his supporting cast and then say every year he has different offensive coordinators. What did you tell me at work today? That the Eagles are trying to talk to Mike McDaniel saying, oh yeah, come to the team for 1 year and then see how many head coaching jobs that you're going to have after. So what you want is for Jalen Hurts to have a 13th offensive coordinator. And then when he has a 13th offensive coordinator and he's still playing like shit, you can be like, it's because we don't have Mike McDaniels. When you guys literally just said that you're willing to boost him up for 1 year and then say, all right, thank you for whatever you plan on doing with us. That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
The whole thing is, if you become an offensive coordinator for the Eagles and you know how to do your job just like that much, that's all you need to know how to do your job. Because the amount of wins that Eagles got this year was purely on the talented players that we have.
On defense. Facts. On defense.
No. Don't
Facts.
get that confused, because if you put Kevin Patullo to be on any other team on offense, they're probably not going to win not even one game. Because he ran 48% of the time hitch routes in that game that we lost. Are you kidding me? What are you doing? Now, when you put an offensive coordinator, like I said, that knows how to do his job about this much, right? He's going to most likely, like Kellen Moore, bring the Eagles deep in the playoffs, if not Super Bowl, and then what's going to happen? Every other team's going to be like, wow, we need that guy as our head coach. Boom, gets poached. Even if Brian Daboll right now comes as the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, I like him way more than Kevin Patullo. He'll probably get us to the Super Bowl. Guarantee you. He's going to get us far in the playoffs. You don't think next year he's going to have open coaching positions where teams are going to be like, Daboll, we want you to coach our team?
So why is it easy for all these other quarterbacks to have consistent offensive coordinators, but when it comes to the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, they're like, nah, every year he needs a new one, even when you guys, for example, win a Super Bowl. So you would want another Mike McDaniels or Brian Daboll to come in, possibly go to the Super Bowl, and then say goodbye to him at the end of the year, only to start with another one, and then hear the Eagles fans again, oh, but we didn't have this, and we didn't have that. So what Eagles fans are telling the entire world is that we need the exact perfect team to win a Super Bowl. That's what Eagles fans are telling us. We didn't win because we didn't have the right offensive coordinator. You literally have the best of the best on your team, and you guys cannot win against an injured 49ers team. 16 of their starters are injured, and you're going to blame that loss entirely on Kevin Patullo?
Not entirely. I'm not blaming the entire loss on Kevin Patullo. Like 95%.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I think
it's not crazy, because at the end of the day, you're an offensive coordinator. You're supposed to adjust to what the defense is doing. You did not adjust shit this whole season. How do you let Dallas come back in that game that they played against Dallas, whatever week that was? How?
Again, I just don't understand how Jalen Hurts like continuously is able to slide by unscathed. Like he did not throw interceptions. Like he did not play like shit in most of these games. Most of these games, the game was on him and he couldn't perform. The defense is the one that came through with the clutch stops and won the games for him. They won at least 4 or 5 games this season alone with no help from Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was able to perform very shitty in either the first half or the second half. In the first half, where at least 2 games where he went into the second half with like 50-something passing yards. That's Justin Fields shit. That shit Justin Fields is doing for the whole game. Okay, and then there was, I forgot what game was it, against the Commanders where he went 0 for 7 in the second half and you still won the game? Name me what other team is
when you have
quarterback. Wait, when you have an all-star defense that carries you, yes, you're able to win. Name me another team that Brock Purdy is not able to go over 7 in the second half and they still win. Lamar Jackson is not able to go over 7 in the second half and still win.
When you have an incompetent offensive coordinator and the coach, because honestly, the way this season went, by the end of the season, I was rooting for Nick Sirianni to get fired. Because you fought for your boy to be offensive coordinator. He got the offensive coordinator job, and you didn't help him adjust at all. Why? Because you don't know how to call plays either. You guys are calling vanilla plays. Like, you guys are really calling vanilla-ass plays. And then expecting Hurts to go out there and make something out of nothing.
That actually brings me to my next topic, too. Let's say you guys get Mike McDaniels or Joe Burrow or fucking Brian Daboll as your offensive coordinator, whoever. Jesus Christ, John Wick, whoever. Let's say the same thing. You guys get to about week 2, maybe even, divisional round of the playoffs, and you guys lose again. As an Eagles fan, are you going to want a change of scenery for the coach? Are you going to want a new coach? Are you going to want to run it back again with Nick Sirianni? How do you feel the team is going to feel about Nick Sirianni?
I personally believe that Nick Sirianni stumbled his way onto a great team. He became a coach when general manager Howie Roseman put together an amazing team. And he's kind of riding that wave of success. Because if I ask you right now, with all the head coaching positions that are open right now, do you think Nick Sirianni would have a job with any one of these other teams?
I mean, it's always debatable, but I wouldn't see it. I don't know what he does.
I wouldn't see it either. I would not see it either.
There's always the Browns.
I would not see it because
maybe even the fucking Jets.
Because he is riding. Did you say the Jets?
Yeah, I said the Browns, the Titans, and the Jets. There's always some stupid team out there.
I could see the Jets being like, Aaron Glenn, we don't want you no more. Nick Sirianni, we want you. And then you're gonna have Justin Fields throwing for like -5 yards a game. And fucking like just having an even worse career year than what he had last year. But
I hope if we do get Nick Sirianni, I hope Justin Fields is not even in New York. I hope he's not even on the Bills or the Giants as a backup. I hope they move that motherfucker to Canada.
That's crazy. The Canadian Football League.
Yeah,
no, but
facts.
But my whole thing is basically going back to it, like, Nick Sirianni wouldn't be a starting coach, a head coach for any other organization out there. Mm-hmm. He's riding the wave of the Eagles' success. You have a general manager who's the past 3, 4, 5 years has been nailing every single draft pick that he made. They're willing to spend the money. You have the highest paid offense in the league. You literally gave Kevin Patullo the nicest, brand new, expensive sports car The only problem is it was stick shift, and Kevin Patullo doesn't know how to drive stick. He just went in there and kept it in first gear the whole time, and just fucking kept cranking up the engine like come on.
So my next question was, what are your expectations from whatever offensive coordinator the Eagles get? What are you wanting to see from the next offensive coordinator?
Me personally, if we get Mike McDaniels, my expectations are 1, to make the Super Bowl, 2, to have that same octane offense that he had with the Miami Dolphins when they were averaging like 400 yards a game, running and throwing.
Free
When
concussions.
like what happened?
Free concussions.
Yes.
Yeah.
When he was pre throwing up gang signs
That's
to
crazy.
turn the ball over.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so me personally, I know that Mike McDaniels has a lot of motion in his scheme. He uses a lot of misdirection to where the defense has no idea what's going to happen. The defense is literally looking at each other like, I thought you were supposed to pick that guy up. No, it's your guy. Next thing you know, again, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown is going down for like 80-yard touchdown.
My only thing is though. No, go ahead.
That was towards the end of it, because there was one. If anybody here has a chance to look at it, there was one time that I seen on a clip where Mike McDaniels like goes up, he's on the sideline, he's like, I feel like this is gonna be a one-play touchdown to Waddle. He goes, it's gonna be a one-play touchdown to Waddle. Bro, they showed a play. The dude called turn the ball over. Tua calls hike. It was like a play action. He hits Waddle. Bro, Waddle's gone the whole way. If he brings that style of offense to the Eagles, plus the way our defense is playing, bro, they might as well just hand us a trophy.
The thing is though, why would Mike McDaniels want to go from being a head coach to downgrading himself to offensive coordinator when there's teams out there that have quarterbacks and he could be a head coach? Like right now, and my 2 top picks, if I was a head coach, would be either the Falcons, even though they don't have a quarterback. They're one quarterback away from being a problem in the NFL. And then my second option would be the Ravens because of Lamar Jackson. And you said, Lamar Jackson doesn't have top 10, top 15 wide receivers. So something like a Mike McDaniels.
Top 15. Don't disrespect Zay Flowers like that. Come on.
Zay Flowers is his top 20 receiver, but we're not going to get into that. Maybe.
Zay Flowers is better than Garrett Wilson.
No, he's not. No, he's not. We won't get into that because, again, we know what Garrett Wilson does, all right, with the bums that he's given, with the guys off the fucking street that they're giving him. If I was Mike McDaniels, I'd be looking at one of those 2 teams, especially the Falcons, because Bijan Robinson is a top 5, top 10 running back. Michael Pittman Jr. is nice. Drake London is nice. They have
If I'm not mistaken, the 2 teams that he interviewed as an offensive coordinator were the Detroit Lions and I think Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Those were the 2 teams that he interviewed as a offense coordinator.
Oh, so he's already willing to be an offensive coordinator.
Yes, but I do believe that he also interviewed with the Titans. And don't the Titans have an opening head coach too?
Why the fuck would you want to go there?
The upside is the quarterback, I guess.
Yeah, but he was
second
like
year quarterback.
He was the most sacked rookie this whole season, so I don't really see that much changing for that team. And then you look at their squad, I can't name you a single person that's on the Titans besides Cam Ward. Tony Pollard, maybe. That's about it, if he's still on the team.
Who's that wide receiver? That got suspended for gambling? Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, that team don't got nobody. I would much rather go to the Buccaneers or the Lions as an offensive coordinator. with the
Well,
Lions,
I know.
the Lions, you got a stacked wide receiver team and just targets to mess around with, running backs, and that's a whole plethora of shit. And then the Buccaneers too, though. Depending on how long Mike Evans plays, Chris Godwin, the Ibuka kid, the running backs, K. Dotton, like that's another, a lot of moving pieces on that team.
I honestly feel like it's gonna come down to two teams that he's gonna choose between. I feel like it's gonna be between the Eagles and the Lions, because those two offenses, they both have one of the best offensive lines in the league. They have one of the best running backs in the league, and they have a wide receiver duo that's really there. And he's gonna make sure, unlike Kevin Patullo's ass, he's gonna make sure he schemes up plays specifically for AJ Brown to get open on.
I mean, the thing is though, AJ Brown is it's kind of up in the air right now. I feel like he's in rocky road right now. Like, this is the second year of you complaining about how you're not touching the ball as much, and then when it mattered the most, you wanted to have Butterfingers or just, I don't know what the fuck it was. Because there was one play when they were playing the 49ers. I forgot exact route he was doing, but I think it was like a fade route on the right side of the field. He had the catch. He literally reached out for it, and one of the 49ers guy was like right on his back, and right before the ball hit his hand, you can kind of see that he kind of pulled back. Because even if he would have went for it and he didn't catch it, they probably could have got a fucking pass interference defense call. I don't know. I didn't like what I saw from AJ Brown. If you're gonna be doing all that talking, you gotta be consistent. You gotta show up when it matters. Because if he would have made a couple of those, if not all of those catches that were all catchable, it could have been a different story. It could have been the Eagles right now going against the Seahawks, and not the Niners.
So the way I feel right now about that whole situation, imagine the job you're working at right now, right? Where me and you work at currently. Imagine you're working and you know that what you're doing, there's a better way for you to be doing it. You know 100% there's a better way for you to be doing whatever the heck you're doing that day. And every single day it just progressively gets worse, 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 worse. We have the option to go to HR. We have the option to go to multiple people to tell them, hey, I don't like what's going on here. I want things to change. When you're a football player, you don't have an HR. Your HR is the media. So when he was saying back in week 3, week 4, we need to change our offense up because we can't just keep putting a Band-Aid over it, letting the defense win us games, because that's not gonna sustain success for long. And he was right. First round exit, wild card exit against a banged up 49ers team.
Thing is,
what he did to me, go ahead.
The thing is, they do have people they can talk to. He does have coaches he can talk to. He probably did express, himself to the coaches, to the staff, whatever. But again, if you're gonna go on social media and say that shit to the world is gonna expect you that when it's time to deliver, you deliver. If I was to go to work and say, yo, Jose, I want work, and then Jose gives me work and I just disappear, he's gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? You were just saying that you want to work, so what the fuck is, what's up? You were saying, I want the ball. We're giving you the ball, and you're not making these catches. So
he wanted the ball. He wanted the ball the whole year, and you never gave him the ball the whole year. That's like you literally telling Jose, like, hey, I need a broom. And he comes out and gives you a mop. And he's like, here you go. And you're just staring at this shit like, bro, come on.
So
like, what the heck's going on?
You're going to sit here and lie to my face and all of our viewers' faces. When A.J. Brown had 95 yards, 100 yards, 132 yards, 110 yards, 121 yards, 80 yards, 109 yards, with a total of 78 catches for the season, 1,003 yards, and 7 touchdowns.
He barely broke 1,000 yards. He barely broke 1,000 yards.
He had 2 catches for 41 yards and 1 touchdown against the Raiders, and he had 2 catches against the Packers for 13 yards. There was 3 games where he had 2 or less catches. That's it. Every other game, he had 4+. So we can go over. Name another wide receiver. We'll go to Puka real quick.
Puka's had 100-yard games every single week. What are you
I know,
talking
but
about?
we're just gonna see how much he's getting the ball. Same shit. He's definitely getting the ball a lot more. Though. He's definitely getting the ball a lot more. He's getting the ball fucking 5+ times every game.
But then also too, look who's calling plays for the Rams. Sean McVay. You give Sean McVay this Eagles offense, he's gonna have it humming like crazy. Come on. You know damn well a play caller means so much to a team.
Okay,
Maybe
so
if the Jets had a better offensive play caller, you would have won 2 more games.
Listen. We look at Devontae Smith's stats. He touches the ball significantly less. Wait. Am I lying? I think I might be lying. I'm lying. Jalen Hurts. AJ Brown finished with 78 receptions. Devontae Smith finished with 77 receptions. Devontae Smith had more yards, but 3 less touchdowns. The thing is, though, you guys have a stacked team. So you guys can't really say, oh, but if we had the perfect offensive coordinator, look how many other teams win with not perfect situations. You guys want to be the Golden State. What you're claiming is we need KD to win championships.
No.
We can't win with Stephen Clay.
Not...
We can't win with Stephen Clay. We need KD a part of the team because that's really going to secure the dub. Oh, if we get another KD, we're winning the Super Bowl. That's what you guys are trying to say. You have a top 5 all-around team. I told you can put any quarterback on the Eagles and he will take them to the playoffs. And most likely, if he plays just decent enough, the Super Bowl.
So, let me counter-argue that right now. All right? You put Brady Cook on the Eagles team, they're going to the Super Bowl?
If you let them start week 1, shit, I wouldn't doubt it. They're going to the playoffs. Facts. Like I said, what do you think? You're acting like Jalen Hurts is doing something remarkable. He's not. He's getting bailed out week after week by the defense.
You don't understand that Jalen Hurts is a dual-threat quarterback. He can run just as good as he could throw.
Hold on. Whoa. Stop it right there. Because what were we talking about in the lobby of our job just a couple weeks ago? You said to me, I don't know why they're not running RPO plays. Jalen Hurts needs to run RPO plays. Fast forward to the end of the week. Turns out Jalen Hurts is the one that said that he didn't want to run RPO plays because he doesn't want to get injured. So what the fuck are you saying? He's a dual threat quarterback. He don't even know if he wants to run the ball. And he's not that good of a pocket passer.
But the thing is, you have to have at least a few designed run plays for a quarterback that's mobile like that. I'm sure the Ravens don't want to put Lamar Jackson in danger, but guess what? They still have a few plays in their back pocket where they can send Lamar free and run and tell him go out there and get us some yards.
I mean,
That should be the same thing with the Eagles.
I'm pretty sure whenever Lamar Jackson has the ball in his hands, in the back of his mind, he's always thinking, I'm going to run it. Lamar Jackson is way more athletic than Jalen Hurts. I think we can all agree on that. And if you say that Jalen Hurts is more athletic than him, that's wild. Your delusion reaches no boundaries. It goes beyond outer space. If you are about to say that Jalen Hurts is more athletic than Lamar Jackson.
Jalen Hurts is more athletic than Lamar Jackson.
That's insane. That's fucking insane. So my next question to you. What is the Eagles' plan with Jalen Hurts? How long do you think he will stay their quarterback? And how long do you think before they move on from him? What needs to happen in order for the Eagles to move on from him?
What needs to happen in order for the Eagles to move on from Jalen Hurts? A meteor needs to strike
That's wild.
from Mars and hit the Philadelphia Eagles stadium right when Jalen Hurts is about to throw a ball and smash right into him. That's the only way we're moving on from Jalen Hurts is if he dies.
So what you're telling me is that the Mormon missile.
And even if Jalen Hurts dies, we might just roll out his casket out there. No,
That's crazy. So you're telling me that there is no hope for the Mormon missile?
Listen, Tanner McKee, I'm gonna be honest with you. People sleep on that kid. When he becomes a free agent, if he signs with another team, the last game of the year, he didn't look like himself. But then again, you have Kevin Patullo calling plays for him, which he was probably doing like 4 verticals like every single time. He just kept spamming X on the controller, like yeah.
You just said the last game of the year when it didn't matter win or lose for either team. You're gonna say that he didn't look like himself? What?
But he
What?
is.
He's ass. Nah.
Yo, listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. Hot take right now. The Jets should not draft a quarterback with their 2nd overall pick.
I believe that too.
They should draft all their other needs that they need, and they should call up the Eagles and be like, "What do you want for Tanner McKee?
No.
Make it reasonable, because we're not giving you a 1st or a 2nd. I don't know if you guys be willing to give up a 3rd, but definitely a 4th. A 4th round pick for Tanner McKee."
We all know what's gonna happen. Jalen Hurts is gonna get injured, and they can be like, "Oh my God, we need to call our favorite team, the Jets. Can you send us Justin Fields, please, for a bag of trips?" And the Jets can be like, "Yeah, get this motherfucker out of here." And you know what? We'll see Justin Fields play better than Jalen Hurts. I'm calling it now. Just because I know the Eagles love to take leftover Jets players. They love what we don't want. They said Xavier Gibson, we seen him fumbling all season, call some games. We'll take him. Carter Jr., Carter the second, we didn't see him do shit on the Jets. We'll take him.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
How do you feel knowing that the Giants are now the better New York team than the Jets because of the new head coach they are hiring?
A lot of people will say that, but just because you got a new head coach, doesn't mean nothing yet, buddy. We don't know what next season's in store. Just because they have a new head coach, don't mean that Jackson Dart can't go into week 1, tears Achilles. That's it. He's done for the season, and the Giants are right back in the same hole with Russell Wilson as their starting quarterback. No coach, and I mean no coach, can fix what Russell Wilson has. Because when he's like a deer in the headlights, he senses pressure, he says, "Fuck it, somebody wearing a blue jersey down there somewhere. Moonball!" And what happens? or it gets picked off by somebody in the stands. Like, I don't know what Giants fans want. But I am the one who told you when John Harbaugh got fired, did I not send it to you on DM and my boys, because I know they watching? I said it first. John Harbaugh to the Giants. I said that shit. I'm happy for Giants fans. But again, I think they're a wide receiver 2 away from being a playoff team again.
Wait, you're happy for Giants fans?
Look, I'm not like you, where I live in a city.
About that?
Yeah, I'm not like you, where I live in a city and root for their fucking rivals, buddy. I'm a New Yorker. Whether it's Jets, Giants, Mets, Yankees, Rangers, Islanders, Knicks, Nets, New York, baby. Sometimes the Bills. Sometimes. I don't really...
See, you can't do that because they're in your division. My whole thing is, all you New Yorkers out there, when anybody mentions upstate New York, man, that's not New York. Get out of here. That's not New York.
Yeah, nah, we don't
Bills
claim
make
that
it to the playoffs.
motherfucking.
Bills make it to the playoffs. Yo, that motherfucker's New York, bro. That motherfucker's New York. Nah.
I only like the
if
Bills.
you didn't claim it before, don't claim it now.
I don't claim the Bills. I fuck with Josh Allen. I still think Josh Allen is top 3 quarterback right now. My favorite top 3 my top 3 favorite quarterbacks right now: Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield. For me, those are the top 3 motherfuckers in the league right now for me, in my eyes. But yeah, as far as the Giants goes, I think they need a solid wide receiver too, because with Malik Neighbors being injured this season and Jackson Dart playing as well as he was playing, if you watch those games, he was throwing darts to his receivers. It's like, again, an A.J. Brown situation. They weren't complaining, they just wasn't catching either. So you give him a wide receiver too, a decent wide receiver too, even if somebody out of college, somebody who is young and fiery. That's what a New York team needs. They need young, fiery kids. Along with the rest of that team.
Okay. So what you're saying about a young and fiery kid, I agree and disagree with you, because you have to remember, New York is the biggest media in all of sports. You're going to go from whatever college you're at, whatever team you're at, maybe seeing 5-10 reporters ask you questions, to now going to 30 reporters, 50 reporters who don't ask you any softball questions. They're going to ask you tough questions. You think if the Giants go 0-2, 0-3, they're not going to let that slide? They're not going to let that slide. They're going to be asking them hardball questions. I have a question for you also. I think, personally, Jackson Dart is number 4 in the NFC East ranking of quarterbacks. I believe on top, it's Jalen Hurts. Then I believe you could put Dak and what the hell's his name?
Jaden Daniels.
Drawing a blank right now, yeah. Dak and Jaden Daniels are 2 and 3, whichever way you want to put it. And then 4th is Jackson Dart.
As far as the whole media thing, I feel like, again, people know what it is to be a part of New York culture. They know the attitude you got to have, the vibe you got to bring. Again, a young, fiery kid, along with that group of Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, Malik Neighbors, and now the new coach, John Harbaugh and company. I feel like it's a young team now at this point. It's no old team. It's all young guys. It's better now to get a young, fiery person than in 2-3 years when the team's a little more mature, because at least now they can all grow together. It's going to be like Giants fans they think just because we have John Harbaugh, it's instant Super Bowl run. No, it's not going to be like that. The first season is going to have its ups and downs. It's going to be rocky. I wouldn't expect them to have a playoff run until year 2 or 3. I think the first season, they'll probably win 7-8 games. I don't see them going to no Super Bowl or doing no playoff run. That's my point of view.
That was going to be my question to you. Is how many games do you think they could win in their first season, and how many seasons does Cam Scatterbo have left with the way he hits?
It all really depends on, obviously their schedules. But again, I would definitely say I can see them with 7 to 8 wins, depending on the schedule, and as long as the team can remain healthy. If the team could have remained healthy this season, they probably could have got away with 7 wins. There's a lot of games where they had it in the bag, but again, like I said, here's Jackson Dart either getting concussed or he's passing to his receivers on these big 30-yard fucking games, and they couldn't catch water if it fell out of a bucket. Like, this shit is bad.
Yeah, somebody had commented, and I was laughing so hard. When the playoffs started, somebody said the Giants could be in the playoffs right now if the NFL was only 3 quarters.
I seen that too. That was wild. That was wild. But yeah, just really
Quick question for you.
Go ahead.
I just had a quick question for you. I don't know if you wanna try to send out that invite to CJ Stroud, but he might be busy. Hello?
Yeah, no, I will. I'm sending it right now. Can you still hear me? You still hear me?
Yeah, you're blank. I
Yeah,
lost my
hold on.
co-host, everyone. This
I'm
is
still
what
here.
happens when you can't admit how good the fucking Eagles are. Right? This is what
Nah,
happens.
see,
Okay?
I'm back, buddy. But nah, I want to switch back over really quick, just in case he does join. I want to talk about the other wild card games. Bills and Jags. No surprise here. Like I said, I'm rooting for Josh Allen. I would like to see him in the Super Bowl. I'm not sold on the Jaguars. I'm not sold on Trevor Lawrence. Yes, they are a pretty decent team, but as far as multiple playoff wins and Super Bowl appearance, I don't see it. I don't see it for Trevor Lawrence. Maybe.
What did the Jaguars beat?
What do you mean? Like team, like throughout the season? Throughout the season?
Jaguars are in the next round?
No. They played the Bills and they got eliminated. That's why I said it's no surprise.
Okay.
Yeah. I already knew the Bills was gonna win that. As for the future for Josh Allen, again, out of the AFC, I'm definitely rooting for the Bills because obviously I'm a Jets fan. Fuck the Patriots. No matter what happens, fuck the Patriots. The Texans, I don't believe in them. After CJ Stroud's performance against the Steelers, we're gonna get into that next. I don't believe in the Texans. And the Broncos, it's just I don't like Bo Nix. I don't think he's all that. I think that's another Jalen Hurts type of situation where his defense continuously sets him up to make people think he's something he's not. But the thing is too, for Josh
Jalen
Allen,
Hurts is way better than Bo Nix. Jalen Hurts is way better than Bo Nix.
Yes.
Jalen Hurts is way better than Bo Nix.
Nobody said Bo Nix is better. I'm just saying it's the same type of situation. But for Josh Allen, even if he does make it to the Super Bowl, they don't have a number one wide receiver. And that's going to be their downfall if they do make it to the Super Bowl. And even if they lose any of the next two games, it's because they don't have a number one wide receiver. It's literally Josh Allen and James Cook on offense, and that's it. Josh Allen is pretty much doing it all. He's handing the ball off to himself. He's damn near a step away from throwing the ball and running over and catching that shit himself. I don't know what more the Bills organization wants from him, but they need to get him a wide receiver one. If I was the Bills, I'm reaching out to AJ Brown. I'm trying to, what can we do to get AJ Brown, or what can we do to get somebody from the Chiefs, like a Xavier Worthy, or one of these other fast motherfuckers on that team? Because Josh Allen has no help.
Did they? I think I saw something about Rashee Rice. Is Rashee Rice okay? I think I saw something about him. I'm not 100% sure.
It might have been a gambling thing. Those motherfuckers on that team is always in trouble. That's all I know. When you're in the NFL, you got to stop doing all this stupid shit. You're getting paid millions and billions of dollars, bro.
All I know. Listen, all I know. The Dallas Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs. You an ex-convict? Come to our team. You're gonna do great over here.
It's crazy. That's crazy. But moving on. Chargers and the Patriots. Again, I wasn't surprised. I've told Dino this. I'm pretty sure I've said it in previous podcast episodes. Justin Herbert has no offensive line. He has the worst offensive line in football. And again, I don't believe Ladd McConkey being number one. But even if he is, they have no two. Who's their two? Keenan Allen? Keenan Allen knows shit. He's ready to turn into
their number two is their number two is Quinton Johnson, and they had a third kid, like a rookie this year, that was really stepping up. I forgot his name though, to be honest. But Quinton Johnson is not bad.
Again, nothing that really like, wow, this guy's good. I don't see that from Ladd McConkey either. Yes, Ladd McConkey will have a couple games where, matter of fact, let me look up his stats. For the season. Because, no.
If I were the Chargers, I would pick up the phone. If I was the Chargers, I'd pick up the phone and call the Jets and be like, listen, Ladd McConkey needs a true number two receiver. What will you give up for Gary
That's
Wilson.
crazy. So, first of all, that conversation wouldn't even go down like that because Garrett Wilson would go to that team and instantly become the number one target. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Ladd McConkey is taking that number 2 seat. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Because when you look at Ladd McConkey's stats for this season, look at his stats. He finished the season with 66 receptions for 789 yards and 6 touchdowns. With Justin Herbert as his quarterback. He had, 2 games this season where he had 100 plus yards. One against October 12th against the Dolphins, 7 receptions, 100 yards, 1 touchdown. And against the Steelers November 9th, 4 receptions, 107 yards, 1 touchdown. Every game after that, 74, 48, 41,
I'm
11.
going to be honest with you.
I'm seeing a lot of below 40
I feel like
numbers here.
But I feel like you put too much stock on Justin Herbert. I don't think he's that type of quarterback. I think he's on the same level as Jordan Love.
Again, these are quarterbacks that are better than anybody on the Jets. And this goes back to the Garrett Wilson thing. When you look at Garrett Wilson and his stats and the productivity he is consistently putting up, besides this year, with the poo-poo people they continuously give him, and he's having 1,000+ yard seasons every season, and you have Ladd McConkey with Justin Herbert, and you're not even able to put up a 1,000-yard season, and you played every game of the season, and you're gonna say that he's a number one when he only had 2 games where he had over 100 yards, and at least from what I'm looking at, 8 different games where he had 50 or under? That's not number one shit. Because if A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith or Justin Jefferson besides this year or a handful of other wide receivers was having these numbers, people would be like, yo, what the fuck is going on with it? This is not number one numbers. This is not number one wide receiver numbers.
So I have a question for you real quick because you brought up Justin Jefferson. I heard this somewhere and now I gotta bring it up. Would you trade A.J. Brown and a second round pick for Justin Jefferson?
If I was the Eagles, yes. If I was the Vikings, hell no. That's pretty much asking me, do you want to give us your entire franchise? No, I don't. I do not. I would tell the Eagles. I wouldn't even say the Eagles. I would just bang it on the Eagles.
But the thing is, you're also getting a second round pick. You're not just, it's not a swap. You're also getting a second round draft pick.
Okay, so I can wipe my ass with that pick and then just throw it out onto the board. I'm not giving up one of the best receivers in the game for a second round pick and somebody who complains when he doesn't touch the ball. Get the fuck out of here. Like I said, as soon as the Eagles would have said that, I would have looked at the phone. Are they smoking crack? Boop. Fuck out of here. Don't call me with that stupid shit. I would not do that. I would not do that if I was the Vikings. If they do that, they're stupider than I thought. But again, that's a steal for the Eagles. And then again, if the Eagles are not able to win a Super Bowl with Justin Jefferson on the team, I wouldn't want to hear shit. But that's a different story. That's a different universe. Moving on.
Depending who the offense coordinator is.
Again, yes. Moving on to a game that we passed by earlier. Rams-Panthers. Panthers was down 17-3 at the half. Again, I was saying it to my friend. I was telling her, I don't think the Panthers should have been here. This was a waste of a playoff spot for them. Only to watch the third and fourth quarter and have them come back and tie it up. They didn't win.
The only thing I didn't like about that is the way Bryce, what the fuck's his name? Bryce. I was about to say Bryce Huff. Bryce Young. Only thing I didn't like about that is that last drive. Bro, what the fuck were you doing?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I hate to keep going back to the Eagles. Jalen Hurts had a very similar last drive in the game against the 49ers. Pretty much. When it came down to Bryce Young, he said, all right, first down, hike, throwing it out of bounds. Second down, hike, throwing it out of bounds. Third down, hike, thrown out of bounds. Okay, fourth down, up the middle. It didn't work out. Jalen Hurts, same thing. First down, out of bounds. Second down, didn't catch it. Third down, out of bounds. Ready? Fourth down, up the middle. It was literally the same shit, different jerseys. I'm not gonna lie. That's how I saw it. But I have to say,
the way.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the way I seen that was like Bryce Young during the whole game, third and fourth quarter. You looked really good. You looked like you knew where you wanted to go with the ball. You were throwing it with some oomph behind it. But then that last drive, it's like you're so indecisive. You're looking like Justin Fields back there. Like all the times he played for the Jets. Like you don't know what you want to do with the ball. You know?
Like I said, Jalen Hurts did the same shit. But we won't talk about that. We'll move on. But I would definitely say that Bryce Young deserves to be the starting quarterback for that team. If not that team, some other team. He proved himself this year. I doubted him. I think he proved a lot of his doubters wrong. Because I think he was benched last season for a while. Bryce Young.
Who? Oh yeah, no, he was benched last year.
Yeah,
they benched him for like 4 games, I think, and then he came back in. Yeah.
So for him to have a comeback year like he did, I definitely, I'm rooting for him next season. Hopefully, the Panthers organization can help him out, get him a couple extra weapons. But for the final game of the wild card weekend that I love to see and hated to see as a Jets fan for both reasons. Aaron Rodgers' last game, possibly in the NFL. I don't even know where to start. I'm not going to lie. I was hating on Aaron Rodgers hard this year. But that's only because I never wanted him to leave the Jets. I was very pissed off that Aaron Glenn was just like, yeah, get out of here. I thought that was a mistake from day one. I still wanted him to be a Jet.
Because Aaron Glenn ran him out of town, you're hating on him?
Hell yeah. Once you leave the Jets, fuck you. I don't give a fuck who you are. Darrelle Revis went to the Patriots? Fuck him. So, a part of me, the Jets part of me said fuck him. But as a person, as a kid who grew up watching Aaron Rodgers on the Packers and shit, it was kind of sad to see him play the way he did. They made it to a 10-6 season? 10-5 season? Something like that. I just didn't like what I saw in the last
Steelers,
game.
I have no idea, to be honest.
Let me look it up really quick. I just didn't like what I saw in the last game for Aaron Rodgers, though. He ended his career, his entire NFL career, with a pick 6 and a 10-8 season.
10-8.
I felt like the last game he went out sad. There was a sack that happened to him at one point where it looked like a chalk outline of a body, like he just looked all fucked up, and it was a fumble, and they just picked up the ball and ran it back for a touchdown, and Aaron Rodgers kind of looked at like the people like, just take the ball and get away from me, take my money and go, please. And then shortly after that, he ends up throwing that last pick 6, and then what I really didn't like that he did was, with more than 2 minutes left, he decided not even to go back into the game. I feel like as Aaron Rodgers, you should have finished the game. As your last career game, you should go in there and finish the game strong and not look like a fucking pouty little bitch on the sideline.
Do you think that's why Mike Tomlin stepped down? He's like, I just can't deal with this bullshit anymore. Like,
I feel like
I'm stepping down. I'm leaving.
Regardless of Mike Tomlin, of win or loss, I think if he didn't go to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl this season, I think he was still going to get criticized heavily for not going to the Super Bowl or winning a Super Bowl. When if he came to the Jets and we had a 12-plus winning season record, I wouldn't give a fuck. I'd still be happy. I don't know why Steelers fans are, and same thing with Ravens fans. we go to the playoffs every year, but we don't win. At least you go into the fucking playoffs. Because now, as a Ravens
But
fan,
so
wait. As a Ravens fan and as a Steelers fan, you don't know what's next for coaches. You could think, yeah, we're gonna get a better coach, and now you end up with Kevin
you
Stefanski,
don't.
and he's not playing Lamar Jackson because he's black. Like, you feel
That's
me?
crazy. But
that's how
my
it
whole
is.
thing is, my whole thing is, I've asked countless Jets fans, countless, when they come up to me and they say, "Oh, Eagles got out in the first round," I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm actually happy we didn't even make it to the playoffs because that would suck. So you can't even say that because so many Jets fans that I talk to say they would rather not even make it to the playoffs than have a first round exit.
You know why?
Eagles fans the past few years, huh?
You know why? That's the Jets fans coping with the pain of not seeing the playoffs for 10 fucking years. You gotta cope somehow, buddy. You gotta cope some. Yeah, I'm okay with sucking. We're not okay with sucking. We've been wanting to win for 10 years now. Since Mark Sanchez, alright? That's how long we've been waiting for a playoff quarterback. That's me. Like I said,
And it's
if it was
crazy that
me,
you actually say,
because I'm a big enough Jets fan to know when I'm delusional. I've not stood here and defended the Jets once. I would defend the players on the Jets. I would defend Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and company. The Jets organization, I will not defend. The coaching, the owner's a dick. The coach is a dick. I don't know what you guys want from me. When you and Shane talk about the Jets, you never see me argue anything about the Jets. I argue the players because I know we have talented players on the team. Like I said, we're a quarterback away from being a playoff team. The right quarterback and the coach. Because Aaron Glenn is not the right coach. I said it. I wanted Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan, when I was younger, he gave a fuck about the Jets. He wasn't a Jet player, but he was a Jet at heart. That shit meant something to him. All these other coaches, Robert Saleh, Aaron Glenn, Adam Gase, they continuously hire the wrong coaches. The last good coach besides Rex Ryan was Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles led us to a 10-6 season, and somehow we were robbed of going to the playoffs. With Ryan Fitzpatrick, Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker, and fucking a squad of other people. I forgot who our running back was at the time. Might have been Chris Ivory.
well, but now I also feel like the most important thing that you said, you're a quarterback away from the playoffs. If you have the same play calling as last year, you're not gonna be a quarterback away from the playoffs.
The thing is, though,
first things first.
what?
I was just gonna say, first things first. Jets need an experienced head coach. Stop taking all these. Oh my gosh, they had one good season with a great team. Let's bring him to our shitty team and see what he could do here.
The thing is, you're not telling anything that the Jets fans don't already know and don't already want. All right? Going into the season, I wanted either Mike Vrabel or Rex Ryan. Again, I was praying to God we did not get Aaron Glenn, but for some reason they picked him. And then with the season we had...
Apparently...
Go ahead.
I heard this from a source. At our job. I don't know if the source wants to be named, but Mike Vrabel interviewed with the Jets last year, and like apparently after 10 minutes, he just walked out. Like he was just like, I don't want to have anything to do with the Jets. I'm out, and just left.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt that because if you've seen when the Patriots played the Jets, he was like, nah, I'm killing them. I'm putting them under the ground. Like, it looked like he, dead ass hated the Jets. I'm not even gonna lie. Especially that last game they played, he hated the Jets. But really quick, go back to Aaron Rodgers. I think he went out sad for a legend like that to throw a pick six, to not throw a single touchdown in an elimination game when this was supposed to be your big, write-off. Mike Tomlin's big write-off. I feel like it was very anticlimactic, and as a Steelers fan, I would be a little worried about next season because no Aaron Rodgers, no Mike Tomlin, and now all you're really left with is DK Metcalf. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, offensively,
Well, how do you know Aaron Rodgers? How do you know Aaron Rodgers is retiring though?
he's not.
How do you know Aaron Rodgers
He's not coming back.
is retiring?
Because you wouldn't take yourself out in the last 2 minutes. You wouldn't take yourself out in the last 2 minutes. The way Aaron Rodgers looked that entire fourth quarter, it did not look like he wanted to be there on that field. Every time he got sacked, every time a person missed a catch, Aaron Rodgers was pissed. If you rewatch that whole game, he was cursing out people on the field, telling the coach on the sideline, "What the fuck are we doing? You're playing with young people." He's an old man, 12, 13 years into the league, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I think they were less talented than the Jets team that we had last year. Receiver core, the Jets definitely had a better receiver core last year than the Steelers did this year. The best receiver on the Steelers team was DK Metcalf. Who was his backup? Who was his number two wide receiver?
So you're claiming that the Jets team with Aaron Rodgers last year is better than the Steelers team with Aaron Rodgers this year.
I said the offense.
And yet, I was about to say, and yet the records don't reflect that. Okay.
I mean, okay, so if you want to talk about the records, look at what happened last year. They fired their coach 3 weeks into the season. Name me any team that fires their coach 3-4 weeks into the season and you expect them to do something. No team's doing that. The Eagles fired Nick Sirianni. They're going to play like shit. They're not going to the playoff. The 49ers fired Kyle Shanahan. They're not doing nothing. Fucking the Dolphins fire this motherfucker. They're not doing nothing. Like you can't fire your coach at the beginning of the season and expect to do anything with it, no matter what your quarterback is. That's plain and simple. But what I was talking about was weapons, offensive weapons, compared to the Jets last year and the Steelers this year. The Jets last year had way better offensive weapons than the Steelers this year did. The biggest weapon the Steelers had this year was DK Metcalf, and he disappeared. He kind of disappeared. I'm about to look up his stats right now.
I don't know. To me personally, I think that Kenneth Gainwell is just as good as running back as Breece Hall.
Of course you do,
if not
because
better.
Again, you are a hater. That it's literally, when you say that, you and Shane think it's facts. It's literally not facts. Breece Hall is a top 15 running back, easily.
It is
easily.
Facts.
It's not facts. It's facts. What I say, he is top 15 running back. Facts. That's a fact. And then again, when you go down to
No.
DK Metcalf, again, he has 2 games this season where he had 100 plus yards. Again, when we had Garrett Wilson and bitch ass, pussy ass Devontae Adams that wants to come when the season's already over and think that we're gonna win ourselves to the playoffs.
Wow.
No, wow. Because I don't know.
You disrespecting a legend like that?
He can eat a dick. He can eat a whole bag of dicks. I don't know how you decide to come to the Jets in week 7 when they're already like.
He can eat a whole bag of dicks.
I don't know how you come into week 7 when they're already 3-5, 3-8, whatever the fuck, and expect, oh yeah, we're gonna turn this thing around. If you wanted to come to the Jets, you do that shit in the off season. You don't wait till middle of the season to say, you know what? Yeah, let me go join my dad over there in New York. Nah.
But then, not only that, but Aaron Rodgers is force feeding him the ball every fucking drive.
But that again,
I don't know. The Jets are just dysfunctional.
That comes down to Aaron Rodgers not showing up for minicamp. How are you going to expect to have a connection with anybody when you're not showing up to minicamp? And then, on top of that, again, last year was supposed to be Aaron Rodgers' second year with the team. The Jets was robbed of his first year. He had 3 plays into his first year, and he tore his Achilles. Missed that whole year, and last year was his first year. That's why, again, I would have brought him back. because we never got a proper second year. I don't know how you judge and Aaron Rodgers off of 1 year. I think Aaron Glenn is a dumbass because you let your job walk out the door, pretty much. Because I know, as a Jets fan, I don't want them to draft a quarterback. Or if you do, draft one later on that fits the team scheme. If I was the Jets, I'm going after a Mac Jones, a Jameis Winston, a Malik Willis, or
But the thing is, I also feel like I also feel like the reason Aaron Glenn didn't want Aaron Rodgers there is because he knew he wouldn't be able to coach Aaron Rodgers. In a sense, Aaron Rodgers won't respect Aaron Glenn because you're a first-time coach and you're gonna try to coach this veteran.
Well, again,
Bro, Aaron Rodgers gonna look at you and be like,
again, that comes with being a coach. When you are a coach of a team, you have to be the leader. And Aaron Glenn, I'm not seeing the leader in him. That's the one key thing the Jets have been missing for years. Again, which brings me back all the way to Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan, when he was the coach, he was the leader of the team. He was the heart and soul of the team. He led that team to the playoffs multiple times with Mark Sanchez as quarterback. I think I might be losing connection here. It's saying reconnected.
Yeah, I see it says reconnecting too. I think, yeah, I hear you, but I think we might have to start wrapping this 10th episode up pretty soon.
All right, so let's just do a speed run really quick of who you think is gonna win this weekend. Really quick. We're gonna do it quick. Bears and Rams. Who you got?
Are you gonna actually put it as a bet this time? Because you could have made some good fucking money if you would actually.
I should have made a
put
bet.
it last week as a bet.
Hopefully somebody did follow me last week. You probably would have won like $2 something off of $10. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, quick.
Yo,
Bears Rams. I'm going Bears.
Bears Rams. I'm gonna go Rams.
That's crazy. Okay. Bills Broncos. I'm going Bills.
I'm gonna probably go Bills too. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go Pats Texans. Who you got? I'm going Pats.
What's the next one?
Pats and Texans.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Patriots or the Houston Texans?
I heard Patriots. So it's Patriots versus... Who the fuck are they playing? The Texans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So... Yeah, I'm gonna probably go with the Patriots.
Final one, Niners, Seahawks. I'm going Seahawks.
Did you say final game? Well, that's
Yeah.
that 49ers game, right? Yeah. Fuck the 49ers. They took out my fucking Eagles. I'm buying a Seattle Seahawks jersey. And I'm gonna rock that shit,
crazy.
baby. I hope they lose by 55 points. I hope their defense gets exposed the way the Eagles should have exposed their defense. Oh my goodness. Seahawks all the way. Fuck them Niners.
That's crazy. So, that's pretty much it. Do you want to wrap it up or do you want me to wrap it up?
I had to get that off my chest. I just want to say, before you officially wrap it up, I just want to say to everybody out there, we are officially 10 episodes in to Fourth and Delusion.
Clap it up,
All
chat.
right?
Clap it up.
We're going to be sharing all these clips. We're going to be sharing all these clips as shorts. But the only thing that I lost my host. Now it's only fourth. I mean, it's only Delusion. Because I'm Delusion, he's fourth. Let me try to set up another invite. But what I do want to say, though, is I appreciate everyone out there who is watching, commenting, subscribing to our journey. What we're aiming for is to get to 50 subscribers. We're at 28 right now. If we could get to 50 subscribers, we'll be able to go live. And when we're able to go live, we'll be able to interact with everybody as we're doing the podcast live. So with all my delusional takes that I have, so all of Justin's delusional takes that he has, you guys will be able to talk with us live. But as for right now, I just want to say thank you all for being part of our journey with us. We're the 10th episode in. I'm so sad the Eagles are out, but this channel is going to only continue to grow and get bigger. All right? Everyone out there, make sure you stay delusional. Let me try to get another ending in real quick with JVEGs. Let's see if we could do that. I told you guys we're going to get Justin right back in here for the official ending. As I was just saying before, trying to get to 50 subscribers so we could go live and you guys could speak to us while we're doing the podcast live. I'm going to let JVEGs take it away now.
As always,
I'm gonna
guys,
I'm gonna let you guys know a little secret. He's actually the writer of the show. But go ahead, take it away, J-Vex.
As always, everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed our 10th episode of Fourth and Delusion. Much more to come, much more delusional takes. To my Jets family out there, stay strong. Again, the misery must end someday. But as always, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And don't forget the number one rule. Stay delusional.
Stay delusional. Bang.
And that's